you guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to share some more of my story with you guys, how I went from being a victim of narcissistic abuse to my spiritual awakening, because there are so many spiritual predators out there, especially towards women, and if I can prevent one woman from going through the hell that I went through, that's good enough for me. And so I want to give you guys the full story, so this most likely will be a long video, so get your popcorn and get comfortable, get a cozy drink. I have been hesitant to make content about this part of my journey because I don't like feeding the beast, so I've been kind of talking about it every now and then and trying to focus on other things, but I've realized that God and the divine did not allow me to go through this situation and make it out, only for me to be quiet about it. And I don't like feeding the beast. Like, narcissists are energy vampires. They are attention whores. Attention is attention to them, whether it's positive or negative. They do not care as long as someone is acknowledging them. And I kind of was like, you know what? Yes, this person might get an ego boost from this video, which I don't want to ever give anyone, but I also might be able to help a few women. Okay, so if you are looking to join a spiritual house, you're looking for godparents, you are looking to kind of be under someone else's wing spiritually, especially within the ATR, African traditional religion, so practices like Palo, Santeria, Voodoo, etc. Like, this is some stuff to be aware of. Let's go back to March of 2021. I was in a coven. I had been under the guidance of, we'll call her spiritual elder number one, or person number one. I had been under her guidance for a little under a year, and eventually she had asked me to join this coven of hers. And I did. And I was only there for about a month before I realized that I was being drained. Like, very badly. So I just came to the conclusion that it was not right for me. And I tried to leave the coven as peacefully and respectfully as I possibly could. But she was pissed. And so I don't know if she did it herself or if she went to someone, but she threw witchcraft at me. Specifically, she had sent warriors, so Ogun, Elegua, and Ochosi. She had sent those spirits to try to close my roads, cause me blockages, take my blessings, cause me misfortune, etc. And I knew that I needed a cleansing, and I didn't know how to fully do it myself back then, so I asked someone if she knew anyone that could do it, and so she referred me to person number 2. And I got a reading from person number 2, and it came up in the Dilogun and the Odu that everything that I was suspicious of was correct, down to the physical appearance of person number 1. It described the woman to the T. Eye color, hair color, skin color, everything. So I'm like, okay. So I don't remember what the ebo was. I believe it was maybe a rooster or 2 and 2 candles and some coconuts to a batala, something like that. And so I completed the ebo. And in this reading, this person also told me that I needed to get scratched into Palo, and that I needed to become a Yaya, a Palo priestess, and that if I did not do that pretty quickly, something bad would happen. And I didn't really know what Palo was, so I wanted to take some time to research it and just make an informed decision. Like, even though this was super early in my journey, I knew back then not to jump into initiation. So about a month or 2 goes by and something bad did happen. I'm not going to say what it was, but it was something that I definitely did not want to repeat again. And looking back, come to find out, it was actually person number 2 doing witchcraft against me, trying to make and force bad things to happen to me so that I would get scratched with him. So he was really trying to manipulate my reality to grant his wishes. So I get scratched. My first Palo initiation. It was a botched initiation. It was not done correctly. And also, the pot, the nganga that I was scratched over, was not made correctly. It did not have a strong energetic foundation. The main muerto that was inside it was not happy. The nganga itself was just corrupt. And that initiation was also him trying to take my blessings. I had a lot going for me at the time. I had a lot of money from when my dad passed away. I had a luxury car. I had a big house all to myself. And I had also just started my business. And I was super excited about my business. I had a lot of momentum. And he saw all of these things and wanted to take them for himself. And he also wanted to kind of karma swap with me. Like, he wanted me to be a sacrifice in a way and deal with his misfortune so that he didn't. And deal with his bad karma so that he didn't have to. And that was his MO for scratching godchildren. And a few weeks go by. Now we're in June of 2021. This person, spiritual person number 2, was polyamorous. So he had his married wife, his legal wife, and then he also had me. I was romantically involved with him. I did not know at the time that you were not supposed to be romantically involved with your elders. No one ever told me, and it had just never come up because I had 2 spiritual elders previously, and they were both female, and I'm straight. So romantic stuff just never happened, and so I was romantically involved with him. And then he also had girlfriend number 3, we'll call her. And in June of 2021, I had gotten a reading from him again, and it said that I had a lot of enemies, and that I needed to give Nsasi a rooster. And so I'm at his Munanzo, I'm standing in front of the Nganga, praying over the rooster, asking Nsasi to please remove any enemies from my life and my path. The chicken gets sacrificed within 30 seconds of the blood hitting the Nganga. Girlfriend number 3, who hated my guts, by the way, girlfriend number 3 is upstairs, and I don't know what she threw at his Volvoda. I don't know if it was a tennis ball or a rock, a stone, a glass. She threw something at his Volvoda and broke the whole thing. All the glasses shattered, the flower vase shattered, picture frames went off the table. His Volvoda was no more. It was destroyed. So she gets kicked out. She was also a godchild, because him being romantically involved with me was not an isolated incident. There were multiple women that were his girlfriends, either at that time or previously, that he had also scratched. So he liked to scratch the women that he was involved with to have power over them, to dominate them, to try to control them, etc. Destiny swap with them, whatever. So anyway, girlfriend number 3 gets kicked out. And he said that she had gone to 2 of his enemies, because this person has a lot of enemies within the Palo and ATR communities that he is allegedly always at war with. He said that girlfriend number 3 had gone to them and told them all this information about him, his practice, and also about me. And he said that the reason that I was having blockages and stagnation and misfortune and stuff was because these 2 people were throwing at me. And this went on for months of me thinking that I was under psychic attack by 2 practitioners that I've never even talked to. Whole time it was him. And looking back, I should have said to myself, like, what is the probability here of you're being spiritually attacked, and you have the person that's telling you this that also mistreats you and talks down to you, versus two people that you know from a can of paint. Who is more likely to be attacking you? The person that you know in real life that's mistreating you. And I would try to leave the Alonzo, and something would always drag me back. He had a lot of domination spells wrapped around me, a lot of love bindings, amares, a lot of, he was just manipulating me energetically on all levels. And so eventually, I met my now godmother and started talking to her. And at first, before we realized how bad things were energetically in the Alonzo, she had tried to tell me to try to work it out with him, to try to be respectful, basically to try to take the more benevolent approach of staying in that Alonzo and just working shit out with my godfather, right? But as time went on, and these attacks kept happening, and he kept mistreating me, we both realized, I need to get out. And also, in late 2021, I remember I had done some type of offering or some type of servicial service for my in-law, because I not only was making offerings to his Ngangas, I also was trying my best to take care of my spirits at home. So that was my Bovada and a few of my in-law. And one night I had made offerings to my Gere, Mama Majit, and Baron Samdi, Baron of Cemeterio, and Mama Majit was very clear and told me that it was actually person number 2, my godfather at the time, attacking me, and then if I did not leave that Alonzo, then things would not get better. And it still took me a few months, I'd say a month or 2 to leave. I had lit up a candle or something to Santa Clara, St. Clair at my Bovada. She also gave me the same message. When I asked for clarity, that's what she told me. And I finally ended things in February of 2022. And that was when I left. I blocked his number, I blocked his wife, and I just said I was done. Haven't talked to him since then. To this day, have not. And what a lot of people don't understand is narcissists want to destroy you on a soul level. They want to crush you so bad that you are a literally lump of nothing. That you have no sense of self, no joy, no hope, no happiness. And so that's what he was doing. He not only was trying to take my blessings, he also was trying to destabilize me. That's what narcissists do. They want to destabilize their victims. And by the time I left, it was too late. I had lost my car. I was losing money and no money was coming in. I couldn't pay my rent. I was just in a hole. And it was all because of him. And finally, in spring of 2022, I went to my now godparents' house and got adopted, my second Paulo initiation, because I had to get that botched initiation fixed. There were many things wrong with it, and my life reflected that, truly. And I've been rebuilding my life ever since. And when you leave a narcissist, when you, as a victim, are the one that decides that it's over, that causes a narcissistic injury. And I can understand why. Like, logically, I understand why me leaving him has caused him to just fucking spiral. Because he saw me as grade A supply. A young, beautiful, spiritually powerful woman with a lot of money, a lot of spiritual gifts, and I had unhealed trauma, and I fell in love with him. Like, he saw me as perfect supply. And they cannot take it when you decide to leave. And I'm still rebuilding my life. But I'm still here. And that's what fucking matters. Because if he had his way, I would no longer be here. I would no longer be here if he had it his way. Because in his mind, because he himself is so deep in spiritual warfare with these enemies of his, he thinks that in order for that war to end, that someone else has to die. And I'm not going to be that sacrifice. But I want y'all to know that when I was in the middle of that storm, my spirituality is the only thing that kept me here. Because it was all I had. And it led me to my guides. It led me to understand how my spirits communicated with me, what different roles that my guides have in my life, and also how to pinpoint and spot this type of predator 10 miles away. Like, if a client comes to me and gets a reading about a love interest of hers and he's a fucking predator, I can now smell that energy 10 miles away. And I can warn her. Now, whether she will listen to me or not is up to her. But I can at least give her that warning of, hey, girl, I can tell you 1,000% he's a fucking predator. Run away. And I would not have that gift if I had not gone through this and spent so much time around that type of person. You know, narcissists are fundamentally weak. They have no sense of self. In my opinion, all of them are possessed, especially the spiritual ones. A lot of their behavior ultimately comes from a place of fear. Their fear of being exposed, their fear of people seeing them for who they really are, which is a piece of crap. Like, any person, any practitioner that feels like they have to siphon from someone else, or that they have to spiritually sacrifice another human being to make X, Y, and Z happen for themselves, they're weak as fuck. They have no organic connection to God. They have no spiritual sense of self. They have no spiritual identity that's rooted in anything positive. Like, they literally are walking demons. And they do the devil's work. And I have another video that I recently posted a few days ago titled 6 Signs of a Spiritual Predator. So if you feel like you might be dealing with this type of person, please go watch that video. I will be making more videos on how to spot these types of people. Because, to be honest with you guys, if I sat down and wrote down all the signs of a spiritual predator, it would be a laundry list. Because they have so many different tactics and behaviors and methods that they use to try to accomplish their mission. Which is to destroy other people, you know, take other people's souls, take other people's destiny, siphon blessings, hurt people, gain control. Like, it's just all very low level shit. And there's a lot of different ways that they do it. But I hope this helps. I'm thankful that I've, made it past all this bullshit. And I'm thankful for the experience because now I know how to protect myself. And now I'm very aware of what my gifts are, and I'm very aware of what my mission is and my destiny is, and I would not have any of that without this. Okay, so if you can avoid this bullshit, if you're already in it, please know that you can leave and rebuild your life better than it was before. Okay? I love y'all. Thank you.